Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Factorio Friday. Alright, so I've done a little bit of stuff off camera just to get things rolling a little bit. As you can see, I've made an enormous conveyor belt. So this is coming from the iron ore deposit over to my little smelting area here. And I've added a few more electric mining drills for coal. And this little guy here is called a splitter. So basically it takes, I believe it's 50% of what comes here and puts it over to the right. And that 50% comes over here, which goes to our energy production. So right now we have 14, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we have 8 here. So this isn't quite the optimal number yet, but I can add a couple soon enough. Well, I can do it right now actually. So the optimal number here is, if memory serves, it's 14 boilers to 10 steam engines. So that's what we're looking for. So let's just see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I was right, 8. So let's add those extra 2 steam engines here. And then eventually what you end up doing here is you end up just creating a huge chain of steam engines. Now, if you're playing with biters, what happens actually is these steam engines create a lot of pollution, and the pollution is what draws the biters in to like attack you, sort of thing. And they actually, I believe, they consume it, if memory serves, and they evolve because of it as well. So that's why they're at 2.1% there, and it doesn't really mean anything to us right now because they're not going to attack at all. But anyways, so I think the cool thing you can do is if you look at the performance or available performance, right now we have quite a lot of available performance, but we're not actually using much yet. So what will happen eventually is once we start using a lot more electricity, you will see a ton. You'll see a lot of energy production. So here's a system right here I have set up. So I haven't set up mining for coal or for copper much yet, but I will have to very soon. Actually, let's make a couple more of these miners. So what I have is this little system right here. This little is an underground belt. Pretty self-explanatory. So right now I have all this stuff coming over here to a little smelting area. And here's a little smelting area. So this is something I learned from Stejo and Arumba. This is a couple guys who are YouTubers as well. I watched like their whole series on this. Anyways, so this is one of the systems he uses to split the iron ore and the coal together. And as you can see, we have all the iron plates in the middle. I'm gonna go run across that and pick them up using F, and just like that, keep me stocked up. And eventually, what you want to do is you want to kind of put that onto what they call a main bus, which is like something that carries like all the main resources, stuff like iron ore, stuff like iron plates, which you use a lot of in this game. Or copper plates. You can do it with anything you want basically. Sometimes you can do it with coal, but I don't find it super helpful. I've done that before and didn't find it super helpful, but anyways, there we go. It should be enough for the time being. Excellent. So that is that little area right there for our iron plates, and you could expand this up until you reach this little area up here. So it's not too bad. Makes everything pretty simple. So anyways, there's something I want to do today. I want to get this rolling because it's super annoying when you don't have it. There we go. Oh, that's everything good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see, underground belt there. And what I'm going to do is we'll do it like this just to be on the safe side. And then we're going to bring these iron plates down here, and we'll bring this to the main area. Like so. Where should we put this? Now the question is, you can go, whatever way you want, vertically or horizontally. I think it'll be better to go. Let's go down. I don't usually do down or vertically. And then I'll keep it kind of separated. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go down like this, and that's gonna, make sure it's separated from other things. Unfortunately, it does mean you have to spread out your energy, but it doesn't make a difference. I don't believe there's any energy loss based on distance. So anyways, so here's what we'll call my main bus. This is what's going to start as my main bus, and you can change it eventually. It's not a big deal. Takes a little bit of time, but it's not a huge deal. So what I'm going to do is, it's so much stranger when it's vertical. Everything just seems so odd. So what you want to do is you want to leave a lot of space on both sides. So eventually what you can do is Some people have it set up so you have like multiple ones, like, you know, you have four copper, four copper. You have four belts of iron plates and then four belts of something else. So in order to kind of keep track of everything, like what I try to do is, excuse me. What I try to do is I try to, you know, give a little bit of space. So let's see here. Can I make that yet? No. Okay. So I'll have to put something else down. We'll just do this for the time being. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I like to leave a space between these things, and there's a reason for it. And let's just say we'll put copper here or something like that. So basically I'm planning it out so I kind of know where I want to go eventually. What is that down there? Oh, it's just me. So that kind of keeps my eye on the ball, so to speak. All right, so that's my copper. That's that. I have felt like I've missed an extra step here somewhere. That doesn't matter. Let's just get it started. So let's go ahead and put a splitter here, which basically just splits off part of this. And then we'll go this way with this. Now I have the assembly machine, assembly plants, you know, take two, so to speak. Which way? Let's, there we go. Take two. So what this guy is going to do, he's going to make gears. He needs iron plates. And that's all he needs is iron plates. Because what I want to make is, I want to make belts, I want to make underground belts, and I want to make splitters, because you use a lot of those. And if you take care of them early, it makes your life a lot easier. Let me just say that. A lot easier. Alright, so what we'll do is, do I have any, no, I don't have any inserters at all. Well, that's not true, I do. So this guy, what you can do is see where the arrow is pointing, that's where it's going to put it into. So as you can see, there's a flat line there, which is where it's pulling from, and the arrow is where it's putting, basically. So that does that, and then I'll have him pull out on the other side like that. And right now I have like the lowest form of the telephone poles, or the hydro poles, we're gonna call them, and it's a pain because what happens is they only go so far. All right, so that's that, and let's put it right beside there. And let's say, what else do we want? This guy needs just gears and iron plates. Okay, so what you do is you can do it every way you want it to. This is the way I like doing it, at least. That's the fun thing about this game. It's, you know, whichever way you want to do it, you can do it basically. Alright, so that's that. So this guy's gonna make the iron gears. This guy needs iron gears and iron plates. So if I put this here and this here, I will be able to get both of those. Put that there and that there. So now this guy's gonna be able to create transport belts for me, which is nice because you need a lot of transport belts. You would be surprised how much transport belts you use. Okay, so the next thing we want to create is, put this down here, and I wanted to create underground belts. Okay, now what's the easiest way to do this? So this is where you kind of have to do a little bit of problem solving. So this takes transport belts right here, and it takes iron plates. So this needs, you know, am I out of this already? Yes, apparently. Let's go grab some iron plates, which are right here, actually. That's the joy of having a system like this. So now I have a whole bunch of iron plates. Let's go ahead and just make some fast inserters, because they're pretty awesome. Or should we be more conservative? We'll just be conservative for the time being. So this guy wants to make this, which requires belts from over here, but also it requires iron plates. So what I'll do is I'll have another guy making belts, actually, is what I'll do. I'll do this, and this guy will make belts here, and what maybe not the most efficient design, and it's most likely not the most efficient design, but that's how I end up doing it a lot of the time. So this guy's going to create just belts for this assembly machine right here, and this guy's going to use this. So now what that means is I can, let's see, and like so. Nope, you don't even need gears. So the way it works is, let's do that, that, and that. So now this guy's going to create belts just for this guy right here. So let's go ahead and extend that belt just one. And does he need gears? Yes, he does. So let's make sure he gets gears. And there you go. So now he's got gears, and he's going to be making belts for us. So see, I don't have to do this anymore. So now once this guy does this, he's going to put the belts in here, and this guy needs iron plates. So if I just extend this a little bit, now he's going to put the iron plates in there, and they're going to create these underground belts for me, which is awesome. Because you end up using a lot of them. A lot of them. Alright, so let those guys run. And the other thing we want to do is create some splitters which require electric circuits. Now this is one of the big components that you'll use a lot of eventually. So I've never done it before, but I might set it up so I have a particular area to make those specifically, because often what happens is I end up doing it locally. So which is like, what they mean when I say locally, I mean like where I need them, I'll make the electric circuits, but you need them like everywhere. So you end up having like, you know, multiple areas with circuits. So I'm gonna try this time. I'm gonna try and make it, put it on the main bus, so to speak. So see, here's the system, so that works pretty well. So we want to do something very similar with the copper. So one of the joys is, what's it missing? Oh, that's why. So it just stopped making it because it couldn't put it anywhere. So here's where the long handle inserters come into play. So long handle inserters are like the same thing as these guys right here, just that they're long handled ones. So do I have some now? Perfect. So let's put that in that particular area, and what we'll do is we'll lock it there by pressing the middle mouse button on your mouse. That's the default key at least. So what I'll do is, so he's going to place those there now. So I'll go ahead and make a few chests just to make my life a bit easier here. So there, now he's going to fill up that chest with those transport belts, because you end up using a ton of them. A ton. Alright, same thing goes for this guy. So what you can do is to see how that's a bit longer. So like that's the long handled one, and this is the short handled one. So you can see how much of a difference it makes. Alright, so let's do the same thing for this guy for the time being, just to keep these let these guys continue working away. Otherwise they're just going to sit there and wait until they have more stuff, or they have an empty inventory. Okay. And electric circuits. So that's the thing I was looking to make. So here's going to be my 4 copper eventually. But what I'll do is I'll use. I don't usually use a whole lot of copper. So I'll use one of them for electric circuits. That means I need to start processing copper. So let's see here. Do I have? I only have 9. Well, that's probably enough. I'm gonna go over here because eventually you're gonna want to expand your processing. Believe me. Let's go like this, and this is how you kind of set it up. So like, I leave a space, and then you leave a space on the other side as well, and then you can put your other one there, and then you leave a space again, just like that, and then you put your inserters in there, which is one of the other things I want to make automatically. So these inserters require electric circuits as well. These ones, they all will eventually. So we don't have any copper processing, so let's go ahead and deal with that. Just make 10 of those because we'll eventually need them. I'll go for 15. Let's grab some more of this, and let's grab all these. So what I did there is I just pressed the control button and then clicked on the wooden chest, and I can do the same thing there as well. Alright, so let's go over here and deal with the copper, because right now I think we just have the old school style of miner there. So those guys are backing up, which is fine. Eventually they won't back up nearly as much when you start using a lot more. So this guy's done, and this guy's done. Okay, so I have 5 electric mining drills here, so let's go ahead and place them down. And what I generally do is you can set up different ways. You can set it up, so see I left 2 spaces in here, and if you look carefully on these electric mining drills, they have like a space on the outside. So what I've done is I left a space So so they use up all the space as opposed to mining it as fast as possible. And you can do it whatever way you want. And let's go here and do this. Let's make sure the rest of them have electricity, like so. There we go. So now we're getting copper mined, which is good. And let's make a few more electric mining drills. We'll need them eventually. And this is where having the underground belt comes into play, because then you can just go underground, under other things, and let's just, you know, follow the same path as these guys basically. That's probably fine, yeah. There we go. I don't know. What do you think of the game so far? Do you think it's boring? Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's not something you're interested at all? I know it's not going to be for everybody, and that's fine. I think it's an awesome game, and I really think it deserves more attention because it is such a great game. I think there was a couple of people who mentioned that this game deserves more, and I'm inclined to agree with them. Okay, so we're going to need to get coal over there as well. So that's going to be that, like so, and then we'll go underneath like that, and then this guy we can just go like this and do the same idea. So one thing you have to be careful about is you can actually, you know, cross over some things, and if you're not careful enough, what will happen is you end up putting something where you didn't want it to go, basically. So now we will eventually have copper. There it is, and then we will have coal as well. Now this is probably the messiest system you've ever seen. Well, maybe you've never seen it before, so maybe it seems perfectly fine. But you can adjust it, you know, do it the way you want it to do it. Okay, so let's set up our system here, and I don't have any of my splitters, of course, because I don't have that set up. But let's grab some more belts. This is the joy of having the belts and the underground belt set up, because it makes your life easy like that. Alright, so those splitters need the circuits, which is what we're trying to deal with right now. So see how this guy is just going slow, and you can figure out what it is. You can like, okay, what's the problem here? Oh, okay, it looks like it's the actual, it is the gears that's a problem. So let's go ahead and fix that problem right now then. So let's make some more gears. So let's go grab this, put that there. So these are the fast inserters. So let me just show you what they look like. So that's they're blue versus yellow. Now if you want to, you know, copy this pattern, what you can do is you use your left shift and you right click with your mouse, and then you do the same, you press the opposite. So you right click and press shift, and then left click while pressing shift, and it'll use the same recipe that you have in there. And we want this guy to go this way. So look how fast that's working in comparison. So if I wanted to make this a bit more efficient, what I would do is I would do this, because that would make it much better for this scenario, because see, look how fast they move in comparison to the yellow ones. Just put it in perspective. Gears are something you end up using a lot of, so having the fast inserters on those make a big difference. 1 second coffee break. I just think this game is so cool, like what you can do with it. Like, we haven't even scratched the surface barely yet. Alright, so now I have this, so let's give ourselves some space. So we want this, this, and this, and this, and then you have this come over here like so. You don't need to do that, I just think it looks pretty. So that's for coal, and that's for copper. And what ends up happening is eventually you can get drones and stuff that'll actually kind of solve this problem a little bit, but not completely. I don't mind the belts. I'm not a huge fan. I don't mind the drones for some things, but oops. There we go. So now what you do here in this little area is you have one belt going one way, and the other belt going the other way. Like so, and then like that. And the idea behind this is you're basically kind of spreading out the resources. And this is, there we go. Now it's going in the right direction. I guess it doesn't matter Which way goes which? That was supposed to be the coal. I could fix it, I suppose, but it doesn't make a difference. And this guy's going the wrong way too, for some reason. Yeah, see, it doesn't make a difference. One way or another. Alright, so, what do I have? What kind of servers do I have? I have a couple of these guys, like this and this. That's fine, just use those up, because you end up getting a ton of these things in your inventory. Alright, so now we need electricity, so let's go ahead and grab that, and then let's just go. If you hold down your left mouse button and just run, you can just place down things like I'm doing right here. There you go. And now these guys have electricity, or that guy doesn't for some reason. So let's reposition that right there. So now they both have electricity, and if they had resources, they would be able to actually do things. There we go. So let's just extend this out a little bit and extend this out a little bit. There you go. And now we need some more stone furnaces. We have 8. That's not so bad. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving a space in between each of them, because eventually you can upgrade these furnaces to different types of furnaces which are more efficient, and with the more efficient furnaces then you need a little bit more space for them. So like for example, if you want to make, I think it's steel furnaces the next one, then they have electric furnaces. Oh, I'm out of those guys already. So this is where you run situations. So see, I ran out of them, and now I have to wait for them to be crafted. And this is why I'm trying to solve this problem right now, really quickly, because what will happen is you will get to a situation where you will always need them. Like you'll find yourself in a situation where like, oh, I need this, and you're always run into this scenario. Let's put some more power poles down here. It's funny, I was watching a fishing video earlier on today, and all I hear, I always think about power poles. But power poles are something you put on your on your fishing boat. So see how fast these guys are? Boom, 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 so fast. So now I have some good processing of that, and you can extend that out to a certain extent. But what will happen is there's a certain, like, there's different levels of belts. Right now this is like the lowest level of belt you can have, and then you get higher level ones and they move faster, and etc, etc. So there we go. So that's that. So what I want to do is I have enough belts. Okay, good. I want to, let's just bring this up here, and whoops, go ahead and tie that in there, and then we'll go around here, and then we can just go straight down from here, let's say. And you could, the funny thing about this game is like you can do it one way, but there's, you know, so many different ways to do it in this game. Like you could adjust, you change your factory, you know, so many different ways. There we go. I like this particular system, what I learned from Stijo and Arumba. And Arumba actually learned from, what was the guy's name? JJ Games, I think his name is. But it's a nice little system. It looks pretty. I like the little loop here. It looks nice. And it spreads it out on the double thing here. So it kind of works out fairly well in that regards. Let's go do this, 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 and this. And I still need some more inserters. And this is why I'm trying to solve this problem before it becomes really annoying. So there's all the copper being processed. Good. Alright, so I'm going to, let's go ahead and make all 4 of those. So in order to make, let's go, so here's where you kind of have to like make some decisions again. So like I could put it on this side, but I know on this side I'm gonna want to put other things eventually. So I'm gonna bring it over here, and I'm gonna try and give myself enough space to do that. Let's go. It's probably better if I actually go on the top side over here, because these guys are gonna need some of the further down processes are going to need the. Let's see here, like that maybe. There we go. And this is where you kind of have to, like, you know, do a little bit of figuring. So I want to split it off here, and I want to make electric circuits eventually, which need iron plates, of course. So let's say, you know, let's not do it on this side then. Let's do it on the bottom side. That'll make more sense because they need iron. Let's see. So let's make these guys. We'll make which need copper plates, and that's the copper cable. So that needs it only needs copper plates, and then what I do a lot of the time is I do something like this, where I have these copper cables go directly into the machine that, or into the thing that makes circuits, and you can kind of go from there basically. But this is too close. So what I'm going to do is let's split this off right here, and then I want to go from here to here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to leave a space in the middle here, which I guess it could be over here in the end, but having the space in the middle is nice too. Let's go here, and then here. Maybe we won't do it that way. And then we'll go from here to there. Perfect. Fill that last little part in with belts, and then go from there. So now I need to attach this, like so. Perfect. And what I'll do, I think, is I'll put the, I don't know, some people call it different things. One of the, Roomba calls it the path of glory. So it's like a path you just go, you can walk along and pick up everything you want, and it's super, super helpful in the long run. All right, so what are we going to do? So let's say leading copper plates here, here, and this guy will be this, and then we can go into. This is what I'm trying to avoid. What am I doing? This is what I end up doing. I end up making it locally, which is what I was just doing there, and I'm trying to avoid doing that. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll sort this out off camera, and I'll come back next episode and I'll show you guys what we ended up with. That's it for me for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this Factorio on Friday, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Factorio. My name's Iain Robson again. Catch you guys later.